Alright, y'all, this is one of the worst cases I've ever covered, so be prepared. And a lot of y'all that message me about what y'all going through, this proves y'all not going crazy. This is what's really going on. In August 2013, in the quiet shadows of St. Johns County, Florida, a pair of preteen sisters entered a living nightmare. The abuse began under the roof of Rhonda Lynn Wilkerson, their own mother. Her boyfriend, William Clarence Dillow, a man with a history of manipulation and menace, was not just welcome in the home, he was protected and assisted by the mother of the very children he would later rape. For 7 months, from August 1st to 2013 through late February 2014, sexual assaults continued. Rhonda Wilkerson, instead of defending her daughters, joined in. She raped one of the girls herself, participated, and enabled. Where do you go as a child? Could you imagine? Basically, you just turned a teenager and your mom is putting you through this. And like I tell y'all that message me, mothers and fathers that are reporting this shit, they took the kids away from the father. They said this shit ain't right, something's going on, and they made it sound like he's just crazy, he's doing this for custody, he's just jealous. Let's just give him custody to the mother, right? Wait a minute, she has a boyfriend living in there that has a conviction from 2006 of 2 counts of endangering the welfare of a child. That alone should have put him on every state's radar. But Florida, they dropped the ball. Dillow relocated, lived around the children, and DCF never caught it. No community warnings, registry, tracking, nothing. Imagine the mother, Wilkerson. She didn't ignore anything that Dillow was doing. She participated. She took explicit photos of her daughter for him, lied to DCF investigators, threatened her kids to stay silent, was present for multiple acts of rape, forced the girls to be silent about the suffocation games, sexual abuse, reverse punishments like being shot with a BB gun for training. Of course, DCF had prior contact with this family, but failed to investigate deeper. They didn't separate the kids. They didn't monitor the home. These weren't isolated incidents. This was months of torture. And they made the dad look like he was just growing crazy, just a jealous dude. So all y'all that are going through that message me, just keep fighting, man. Just expose these motherfuckers, because y'all not crazy. This shit's going on every day in these nice little suburban homes. These little sick fucks, these demons. The girls finally told the truth in February 2014 to the school staff, not to law enforcement, not to DCF. That's how far they had to go to be believed. By then, the damage was so extensive. Repeated rape, death threats, humiliation, coerced silence. School had never intervened before, not once. Failure number 3, teachers, counselors, nurses, nobody caught it. Trauma, the silence, the behavior changes. Not a single mandated report stepped up before the girls finally screamed for help. Where they at? They're going to see pediatricians. They're getting shot by BB guns. Who the fuck is monitoring this shit? DCF's coming there, the father's calling them, and yet these little girls finally say, fuck it, let's go for it. They don't give a fuck until they have to give a fuck, man. Good thing these girls are brave enough, man. This is just like the Stern situation. I guarantee that mother was on the same bullshit as her. For 6 months, the girls went to school every day, bruised, silent, broken. Not one teacher, not one counselor, not one administrator caught it. They told staff about the abuse, about being suffocated with pillows, about being shot with BB guns to test their fear, about forced oral sex, forced nudity, forced submission. How the fuck did they miss any of that? It's just like the Madeline Soto case, man. If these 2 girls wouldn't have stepped up, they probably would have ended up the same way. Letting a predator in the home, part of all this, making the dad look crazy. Finally, in February 2014, they would make an arrest. The ironic part, Wilkerson, the mother, she testified against Dillow. Imagine that. All that time, all that pain, all that suffering, and then she testifies on him. Not for her kids, not for the right thing, just to try to get out. But she ended up getting more time than him. She would get 50 years, and this little sweet cupcake right here will get 45 years. However, DCF failed, the mother failed, yet this piece of shit would get whacked in one of the most brutal prison murders I've ever come across. Let's get into it. After getting sentenced to his 45 years, he would only last 7 months. On November 4th, 2015, he was ambushed by inmate Stephen Frederick. He was beaten with a metal lock inside of a sock 40 to 50 times, stomped in the face until unrecognizable, stabbed repeatedly, left for dead as guards waited nearly 15 minutes before intervening. This wasn't just a fight. This was a calculated, savage, intentional execution inside Florida's Jefferson Correctional Institution, one of the most violent and corrupt institutions in the state. I wouldn't even know where to begin. I mean, y'all, people going through this all the time that message me, you see, you're not the only ones. Just keep fighting, man. No matter what, expose them at all costs. But this is what's wrong. DCF is so quick to take the kids away and give them to the predators. The schools don't pay attention. Law enforcement doesn't give a fuck. And this is the problem. You know, where do you go? As a kid, as a parent, mother or father, DCF's not gonna listen. They're gonna make you crazy and take your kid away and give him to the predator. The mother's bringing the demon right to the kids. They got bruises, shot with BB guns. Where's the pediatricians and all this stuff that's going on for the immunizations for the schools? Law enforcement, no one's stepping up. DCF's coming there, they see a guy with fucking child abuse charges and they don't do shit. These kids got bruises on them. And it takes an inmate doing a life sentence for murder from Palm Beach to whack this fool, beat him to death with a lock in the sock 50 times for over 15 minutes. That's rage. That's somebody that read that paperwork and just let it out, man. I'm telling you. That's the unthinkable betrayal of the mother. Man, this was a rough one, y'all. Stay out. Stay free. Us.